These hidden Victorian-era dramas bring together some of Hollywood's biggest names and scandalous stories you'd never expect. Number 2 on our list stars Rupert Everett and Cate Blanchett in a tale of secrets and political sabotage, while number 8 dives into a twisted Victorian love triangle with Jared Leto and Christian Slater. You won't believe these masterpieces are still under the radar. In Affinity, we're taken into the dark, eerie world of Millbank Prison in Victorian London. Margaret Pryor, Anna Madeley, decides to give back by spending time with the women imprisoned there, one of the city's most notorious spots. But one inmate catches her eye: Selena, a medium with a shady past. It's not the paranormal thriller some might expect, no real spooks here. But there's a heavy dose of forbidden romance and just enough mystique to keep things intriguing. If you're okay with suspending disbelief, this one will reward you with solid performances and an atmosphere that clings to you. Starring Rupert Everett, Cate Blanchett, and Julianne Moore, An Ideal Husband is a clever blend of scandal, wit, and social satire. Set against a backdrop of aristocratic charm, Sir Robert Chiltern's spotless political reputation is under threat when an old acquaintance threatens to expose his secrets. Cue his rakish best friend, Goring, who's just as ready to cause a scandal as he is to help prevent one. Oscar Wilde's story comes alive here in all its playful, ironic glory, poking fun at the era's rigid sense of gentlemanly duty, which, of course, is never actually followed. Taking us to 1885 Paris, Augustine explores the strange, unsettling dynamic between Dr. Charcot, a famous neurologist, and his patient Augustine, a kitchen maid with mysterious seizures. Dr. Charcot is drawn to Augustine's fits, using her as the centerpiece in his lectures, as he hypnotizes her for an intrigued audience. But as things go deeper, the boundaries of their relationship blur in ways that are disturbing yet mesmerizing. With Keira Knightley, Jude Law, and Aaron Taylor Johnson, this visually stunning adaptation brings Leo Tolstoy's epic to life in a way only director Joe Wright can. Set at the height of Imperial Russia, Anna Karenina is all about high drama and sweeping romance. Anna is the elegant wife of a respected statesman, but her world spirals when she falls for the dashing cavalry officer Vronsky. The affair that follows shakes Russian society to its core, and Wright's theatrical, stylized approach adds a whole new layer to the story. It's big, bold, and gorgeously done. Inspired by Louisa May Alcott's short story, An Old-Fashioned Thanksgiving brings together family, feuds, and forgiveness. Isabella Caldwell is a well-to-do woman in New York who hasn't spoken to her estranged daughter Mary for years. But when Mary falls ill and her daughter Tilly reaches out, Isabella comes back into their lives. Ready or not. Her arrival stirs up old wounds, but it might just be the key to bringing the family back together. With Jacqueline Bisset as Isabella and Tatiana Maslany as Tilly, this period drama is as heartwarming as it gets. The BBC adaptation of Bleak House does justice to one of Dickens' best, bringing to life Victorian London in all its grimy, gritty, and grand glory. Written by Andrew Davies, this series isn't just about a dusty legal case. It's about power, corruption, and some seriously wild plot twists. Honored with a Peabody Award and 10 Emmy nominations, Bleak House dives into the English legal system, which Dickens skewers as an absolute mess. With Gillian Anderson, Charles Dance, Carey Mulligan, and more, the cast brings depth to the tangled lives Dickens loved to explore. Plus, the series was shot on beautiful, historic English estates, Cobham Hall and Ingata Stone Hall, to name a few. Torvald and Nora Helmer have been married for 8 years, and on the surface, they've got the picture-perfect Victorian life. 3 kids, a cozy home, and a steady income. But when Nora's old friend Christine shows up, it doesn't take long for the cracks in this happy marriage to show. Behind all the warmth and holiday cheer lies a deeper struggle, as Nora realizes just how far she's had to bend to fit her husband's strict mold. Starring Claire Bloom as Nora and Anthony Hopkins as the controlling Torvald, this adaptation of Henrik Ibsen's 1879 classic is as intense as they come. Here's a lesser-known gem. Basil, based on Wilkie Collins' novel, follows a young aristocrat, Jared Leto, who falls for a girl his uptight Victorian dad would never approve of. With Christian Slater as the shady friend and Claire Forlani as the love interest, it's a messy love triangle that spirals, Sure, it's a quieter, moodier take than Colin's novel, but it captures that Victorian angst and the clash between duty and desire. The reviews were not exactly glowing, but it's worth a watch for fans of Colin's or anyone who enjoys Victorian melodrama with a brooding twist. Jodie Foster and Chow Yun-fat take center stage in this lush, epic set in Siam. Foster plays Anna, an English teacher for the king's 58 children, who finds herself caught between cultures and politics. Foster's attempt at a Victorian accent may be up for debate, but her screen presence isn't. Shot on location in Malaysia, the movie is a visual treat with lavish sets and costumes that bring the Victorian era to life in all its imperialistic complexity. Think of it as the classic teacher meets king story, only with grander stakes. If you're looking for something a bit different, Angels and Insects takes a close, sometimes unsettling, look at class and relationships in Victorian England. It's about an entomologist, Mark Rylance, who survives a shipwreck only to get tangled in a wealthy family's secrets and scandals. The film's metaphor-heavy style isn't for everyone, but it's a sharp critique of 19th century society, with insects serving as fitting stand-ins for rigid Victorian hierarchies. Expect an acid bath of social commentary wrapped in an eerie, beautiful Victorian world.